Cue the music. I want to be the very best like no one ever was. Those were the first words to the very first theme song of the first season of Pokemon, which came out in the late 90s. I was actually a kid then, and obviously, and I remember watching it from the very first episode on Saturday morning after I helped my dad feed the cows, of course. But Pokemon has grown up with my generation because it's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, and I'm 21, so you can see the correlation there. Anyways, today I will talk to you about why Pokemon is great and why I think you should play it. And to start out, I want to tell you about the 7 regions, or generations as far as the game goes. The first region is Kanto, which is the original. The second is Johto. The third is Hoenn. The fourth is Sinnoh. The fifth is Unova. The sixth is Kalos. And last but not least, the 7th is Alola, which just came out less than a month ago. So we don't really know everything about it. I'm still personally playing that game myself, so I don't know everything about it yet, because it's so new. Anyways, each region has different types of Pokemon. And like the first region, Kanto, there was the original 150. And then every region after that, they've added a certain amount. But they keep the old ones, so now they're all mixed together. So there's just a greater and greater and greater number of Pokemon. And also, there are, as well as, which type of Pokemon, there are legendaries for each region as well. Sometimes they come in twos, sometimes they're single, sometimes they're in trios. Like in Kanto, there's the legendary bird trio, which is Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. In Johto, there is the legendary dog trio, which is Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. But, for example, in Johto, there's also Ho-Oh and Lugia, which is just a double, or let's say Mewtwo in Kanto, which is one of the most iconic legendaries, which is just by itself a single. And normally, each game, which there are 3, usually 3 in each generation, normally each one has a legendary Pokemon from that generation on it. Say, for instance, in the first generation, there was Red, Blue, and then Yellow. Those just had Blastoise, Charizard, and Pikachu, which none of them were legendary, but they started doing it after that. Anyways, there's 2 versions of the game that come out, like, for example, Red and Blue, and then a 3rd version comes out later that has something special about it, like maybe a little more Pokemon from each game, because each game maybe has some different Pokemon from each. And, like, in Johto, there was Gold, Silver, and Crystal. In Hoenn, there was Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby. You get the point. And it was like that, a trio through all the generations. And now I want to tell you about the types of Pokemon. There are 18 of them. There is normal, grass, fire, water, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, dark, steel, and fairy. Now, it didn't start out like that, and as the generations have gone on, they've added more. There wasn't that many to begin with, but there were still quite a few. Each type varies, some are effective against others more, and some are at a disadvantage, so you have to weigh your options there and pick your type of Pokemon per team and their type of moves accordingly, so you have a good balance. And next I'll tell you about the aspects of the Pokemon. Pokemon evolve. Not all of them do. Some of them are just singular. Some have 1 evolution, so you got the base form and then another one. And some have 2 evolutions, so base form, evolve, and then evolve again. Usually if they evolve 3 times, they're more powerful. Not always. Or even the singular ones are more powerful sometimes. It just depends. But There's even a certain thing called Mega Evolution, which came out in the 6th generation in Kalos, and it's only done to a few Kanto and Johto and Hoenn starters, which is the 1st generation. And it deals with the 3rd evolution, or the evolution is Mega, so they take a change again, which is only temporary, but it's very powerful, on par with legendary Pokemon, which are the most powerful, obviously. And there's also which type of moves they have, because each Pokemon can only learn certain types of moves, and each one versus each type of Pokemon, that's where that comes into play, is effective or less effective than the other. And also each Pokemon has stats like speed, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, health, etc. And it comes with the overall number. Now each Pokemon has a different overall stat total. The Pokemon with higher stat totals are generally the best. Makes sense. And now, as far as the actual battles go, you have a few options. And there's a choice to fight, your bag, to switch Pokemon, or run. Now, if you're in the wild and encounter a wild Pokemon, you want to lower its health and then throw a Pokeball at it to try to catch it. And you can run from them, but you can't during a real battle. But if you catch a Pokemon, it becomes yours and you can use it. In a real battle, you don't have the option of running or catching, so you just have to defeat or get defeated. And why I think Pokemon is great is, it brings back such nostalgia. It's a great thing to be, feel like you're part of growing up from it. It's, I could say time consuming, but it's very, you delve into it very big. It's very intellectual. It's pretty much, I was talking about the stats, kind of a math game, when it all boils down to it. And it's turn-based, so, it's real. A lot of strategy goes into it. You can't just go in blindly or get beat pretty bad. But I think it's great because it's interesting, because they come out with new types of Pokemon and evolutions, and you see these new creatures, and they're pretty cool. And it's cool to see the ones that, when you were small, still be relevant. And that is why I think that you should try the game out and just go to your local GameStop, Walmart, anywhere, and even if it's an old generation or a new one, I would recommend the newer ones. The old ones are good too, but as far as graphics go. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the speech, and that is all for today. Thank you.